Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It's an absolutely gorgeous Saturday afternoon here in Toronto. The Dome is open, and it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the Blue Jays in the middle game of a three-game set from Rogers Center here in Toronto. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees lost last night by a score of 3-1. Their offense continues to stumble, so they need great starting pitching every single game. And guess what? They have a great starting pitcher starting for them today. That's Cam Schlittler.
Yeah, Cam Schlittler is having some kind of season going on so far this year. When you look at, historically speaking, you got to go back to Ron Guidry in 1978 to find comparable numbers. That's how dominant he has been, owning the strike zone, a lot of fastballs, two-seamers, four-seamers. The hitters know what's coming. They can't catch up. Schlittler needs to be on point again here in Toronto today.
And he has struggled against Toronto in his career. You see, including the postseason against Toronto 0-3. The ERA is not that bad, but they make him work. 324 they hit against him. Then you see the rest of Major League Baseball, the numbers are extraordinary. Now, this Blue Jay team this year is a little bit different than the one that went to the 7th game of the World Series last year. They simply have not been able to hit. But one guy who hits and always hits the Yankees is Alejandro Kirk, so Schlittler's going to have to deal with him.
Yeah, there's always that one guy, right? And for the Yankees, when you face the Blue Jays, this is the guy. Just a bat-to-ball skill demon out there on the field. Finds the barrel of the bat consistently and can go deep when he needs to. And the other way, just to show you a big home run that kind of put the game out of reach for the Blue Jays yesterday.
Take a look at the Mohegan Sun team scouting report. For Kirk, you see the numbers against the Yankees, and very quietly, they've had a bad year, but the Blue Jays are sneaking back in it. Last 16 games, they're 11-5, and they're one game back of the third wild card spot, the closest they've been since June 26th. So these games are really important for them. In a couple of moments, this guy's going to start up the game. He's been red hot for the Yankees. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees, Blue Jays, next on Yes. The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyOffers.com. By the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. And by Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. Another full house here at Rogers Center. The roof is open, and we are getting closer to baseball. Really, really close.
You could spend all day sorting your employees' expenses. Or you could let Ramp do it.
I like that.
Never chase a receipt again. Ramp. Love finance.
First pitch is a strike. We're underway.
See Fisher on the year, kind of their designated opener. Been pretty good across the board. Strikeouts pretty decent. And our Nissan pitcher scout report for Mr. Braden Fisher, an open invitation and only given up one earned run in 7 previous opener starts and break on through. Throwing 80% breaking balls. That's really been a key for him. And you spin me round. That's on that slider. Opposing batters are batting 200 when the at-bat ends in a slider, so breaking ball mix has been the key for him.
And in the 7 previous openers, Toronto 5-2 in those games, and he has a 1.13 ERA. 2-1. 3-1. Nick Lentz, the home plate umpire. Hunter Wendelstedt at first. Brock Ballou at second. Vic Carapazza, who threw out Aaron Boone yesterday. He is the third base ump and the crew chief. 3-2. Check out the defense for the Blue Jays, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Sanchez, Bateman, and Lucas in the outfield. Bateman, by the way, 11 putouts yesterday, 1 off the record. Okamoto, Jimenez, Smith, and McAdoo, third to first. Valenzuela behind the plate with Kirk, the DH. And Vlad Guerrero will miss the next 2 games of the series. He ran into George Lombard Jr. yesterday, and he is in a 7-day concussion protocol. Check swing, he does not go, so Grisham, who gets on base all the time lately, he works a walk to start the game. Let's see what Nick Lentz is all about. The Umpire Scouting Report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Considered hitter-friendly. 102 pitches challenged, 47 overturned. He calls fewer high strikes and fewer outside strikes. He's in his 11th big league season. Here's Ben Rice. That one is lined into center field. Bateman is there to put it away. Rice is really struggling. Last 21 games now, 10 for 78. And Boone said yesterday hit the ball well, but they're not falling in. And here's a guy who can attest to that, Elliot Ramos. 0 for his last 20. He has struggled since coming over to the Yankees. And Boone says you look under the hood, he's hitting the ball really well. Yesterday hit the ball hard 3 times, nothing to show for it. Blocked there by Valenzuela.
It's got to be so difficult to come over to a new team, get off to a slow start, especially a team that's struggling offensively. You were brought in to be that guy.
Yep, 2 for 28 with the Yanks. And that's grounded up the middle. Grabbed there by Jimenez. They're going to second one on to first. Not in time. Nice play by Jimenez to the glove side.
Kind of see Jimenez put it on himself here for not getting a better feed. As he kind of threw high and wide, and that difference was all it took to allow Ramos to beat the throw.
Still angry with himself. And here is Luis Garcia Jr. One and 0. Now he's made a better first impression. Actually, he's hit well since being traded to the Yanks. Last 16 games, 19 for 63, 292. He's got power, 24 home runs, 78 runs batted in. Yankee offense, we mentioned it in the open, it has really stalled. Last 14 games, they're 7-7, averaging under 3 runs per game. Chop toward first. McAdoo will go to second for the force, and that'll do it. Another 0 on the scoreboard for the Yankees. Blue Jays coming to bat. Yankees don't score in the top of the first. Now it's the Blue Jays' turn against Cam Schlittler. It'll be Bateman, Lucas, and Kirk at the top of the order. And Kirk likes hitting everywhere, particularly here at home. Then it's Sanchez, Okamoto, Jimenez. And the bottom third of the order, Valenzuela, Smith, and McAdoo batting ninth.
And Cam Schlittler towing the slab here at the Rogers Center, formerly known as the Sky Dome. And you can see those numbers jump off the page at you. Nothing not to love there. And let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report. He is the man. When you try to look for comps, you go back to Guidry in 78, Whitey Ford in 1964. Those are the kind of numbers that Schlittler's put up so far. It's more than a feeling. When he's on the mound, he's become kind of the ace number 1, really, when you talk about postseason roster. I mean, you feel as comfortable with him on the mound as anybody on the staff. You ain't seen nothing yet. You kind of feel like he's getting better as he gets more confidence.
So here is Bateman to start it off. And there's a strike. Bateman looked good in center field yesterday. 11 putouts, had a strong throw that just missed getting Spencer Jones tagging up. And they just called him up. And he's going to be next. It's Ricky Tiedemann. So we'll see him next. Bateman came over from the Cubs, the August 2nd trade that sent Kevin Gausman there. Also in the trade deadline, they traded Dalton Varsho, their center fielder, so Bateman's going to get a run in center. He's 24 years old. Chop toward third, waiting for it to come down. McMahon, bare hands, fires, and he throws it past Garcia, but Bateman stops right there. It had to feel like forever, David, for that ball to come down. Let's take a look at the Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. We just saw McMahon and Lombard, Chisholm, and Garcia. That's the infield. And George Lombard Jr., defensive player profile, CarShield defensive player profile, 4 defensive runs saved, 9 games this season. The defense is brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. So an infield single for Bateman. Little Baltimore chop here in Toronto. There's a strike to Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, you are right, Michael. It took forever to come down out of the sky, and probably a throw he probably would have been better off not making, but got away with it.
And there's a bunt. McMahon fields and gets Lucas at first. Moving to second is Bateman.
When you're having trouble scoring runs, small ball becomes in vogue again. Straight sacrifice bunt.
So here's Kirk. And a strike. When we mentioned the Blue Jays having trouble offensively, they averaged 3.91 runs per game. The only team worse, Seattle. Yankees just saw Seattle, 3.87. The only game Seattle won in that series was 1-0. And the Blue Jays don't hit home runs. They have 116 home runs. Only Milwaukee has fewer at 111. And one of the most incredible stats is Vlad Guerrero is now on the concussion protocol list, has not hit a home run in this ballpark in about a year. So he hasn't had one all this season, and dating back to last August in the regular season. He did hit home runs in the postseason. One and two. They had to be a little bit of a letdown for Toronto. They came so close to beating the Dodgers. You can make the case they should have beaten the Dodgers. A couple of things went against them. Ball stuck at the base of the wall. So many could have, would have, should have, and they could have been the champion. But the Dodgers persevered in extra innings in Game 7.
And because of the American League standings this year, they are creeping back into the wild card race. So they are not dead by any means as of yet.
Grounded, Lombard. Staying at second is Bateman, 2 down.
So if you're in the Yankee dugout right now, you feel pretty good about getting that guy out for a change. Kirk has been that guy, and Sanchez got some pop. See, Schlittler's been going right after guys like this. We'll see how it keeps on keeping on. Schlittler's been so tough in these spots with runners in scoring position, opposing batters just 148 batting average against. There's two sides of the coin, Michael, and I know I'm a little biased on the pitching side, but we talk a lot about hitting with runners in scoring position. The flip side for the pitcher, stranded rate. Leave him out there. Schlittler as good as anybody in the game at that this year.
You know, these next 2 games could have some impact on the Cy Young race. Schlittler going today, Tomorrow, Dylan Cease gets the start, and he's had a tremendous season as well. Both of them have pitchers' WARs of 4.9. Two and one. Blue Jays are 60 and 64 on the season. Here at Rogers Center, 32 and 32. Against American League East teams, 19 and 19. Against the Yankees so far, 4 and 4. Three and one on Sanchez. Sanchez missed 27 games with a sprained ankle, came back on July 31st. Struggled since returning. But he works a walk against the Yankee right-hander. The one thing you see when Schlittler faces the Blue Jays, you know, the ERA is not out of control. He's not getting pounded by them. But David, they make him work. They foul pitches off, and that's been the key for them as opposed to other teams against Schlittler.
Yeah, it's a valid point. Certainly the Blue Jays offense of last year was really adept at doing that.
There's Okamoto. Couldn't hold up. These are the numbers we showed you at the Open. 5 games started. Yankees 2 and 3 in those games. He's 0 and 3, 3.81. They hit 324 against him compared to what he does against the rest of baseball. One and one. And a strike, 1-2. Yankees have lost their last 2 in a row, trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. Swing and a miss. Okamoto down on strikes, and Schlittler does the job with the runners on base. They strand 2. We go to the second. Well, let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. If Spencer Jones hits 1 or more home runs, it's plus 600. And he'll try to do it against a new Blue Jay pitcher. It's Ricky Tiedemann making his major league debut, 23 years old. He was Baseball America's #1 prospect in the Blue Jay organization for 3 years running, but injuries have held him back, and now he gets his turn. Left-hander against left-hander. Swing and a miss. Tommy John surgery knocked him out from June 2024 until this June. Has a high 90s fastball, good slider, and a changeup.
Well, if you're facing the Yankees nowadays, and you've got a young lefty in your minor league system, you're going to call him up. Lefties are on call. Tiedemann, the man on the spot here today.
Served into left center field. That's going to dunk in for base hit for Spencer Jones.
Come hang in there on the lefty, slider down and away, kind of just an abbreviated half swing. Put it in play, get rewarded.
Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. Jazz has 1 extra base hit in the last 14 games. Did have a hit in yesterday's game, but hitting .216. Popped up. Smith makes the play. One down.
Just a Chamber of Commerce day here in Toronto. Roof open, not a cloud in the sky.
Backswing caught Valenzuela, and they're going to come out and check on him. He waved them back, but they come out nonetheless.
Oh, right on the right arm.
So they allow him to make a throw to third, see if he's okay. Alejandro Kirk, the other catcher, is the DH. So if they'd have to put Kirk in, they'd lose the DH. Valenzuela did a good job filling in for Kirk when Kirk was on the IL. But since Kirk's come back, Valenzuela's taken a big drop offensively. And Valenzuela might be tested here because Spencer Jones is the fastest Yankee, just in terms of sprint speed. And he turned a line drive into right center field into an easy double yesterday. Chews up a lot of ground with big strides, 6'7". Here's Lombard.
He runs like he should be in training camp with the Giants, right? Tight end material, 6'7", that kind of speed.
Pretty good lead. And a strike. Now the arrow's been up ever since Lombard has been promoted. But yesterday's the first game where you said, you know what, he's still just 21 years old. He made a base running mistake and kind of chased some pitches out of the strike zone. Runner goes, and the throw is mishandled. So he never really got a grip on it, and it's a stolen base for Jones, his 6th of the year.
It's an excellent jump up the lefty. Looks like he had that one stolen either way. Valenzuela can't get the transition down.
So the Yankees have a runner in scoring position, 1-1 count on the rookie shortstop. Big lead for Jones. 2-1. Tiedemann really didn't pay him much mind there. They weren't checking him back. He will go for third. Now they check him back. McMahon's on deck. Line drive, it's a base hit to left field. Jones rounds third, he's going to score. Moving to second on the throw is Lombard, and it is 1-0 Yankees. The RBI single by George Lombard Jr.
Well, little things matter in the game. So the stolen base sets up this RBI opportunity. Lombard takes advantage of a high slider, deposits it into left field, and because Sanchez in left field doesn't know what to do with the ball at this point, he's going to throw it to the wrong base. Indecision, that's not where you're supposed to throw it because that allows Lombard to go to second base.
One 1-0 on McMahon. He's telling Tiedemann, you have to address McMahon. Strike. Good fastball, 97 miles an hour. Third round pick. Told you he's been their number one prospect. Tommy John surgery. He comes from Long Beach, California. Drill to right field. Lucas is there to make the play. 2 down.
Those are the at-bats that Paul O'Neill didn't want to hear anything in the dugout afterwards, Michael. Hey, good swing, Paulie. I don't want to hear that. I need a hit.
Austin Wells fouls it back.
That whole trust the process part only gets you so far, right? You need something tangible, and the Yankees offense, certainly, a lot of these hitters need it. So a good at-bat and a good line drive right at him, just that ain't enough right now.
Strike. Simeon Woods Richardson getting ready. Did he go? Yes, he went. Wells down on strikes. But the Yankees going to run from their 2 rookies getting hits. 1 man left. 1-0 Yankees.
Welcome back to Toronto, where the Yankees lead the Blue Jays 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Cody Bellinger has been on the injured list since the end of July with a hamstring strain, but he's making significant progress in returning. He actually traveled with the team here to Toronto and was out pregame both yesterday and today, fielding out there in left field. He was also running sprints. When I spoke to Bellinger today, he said he's feeling great right now. He's recovering fine. In his mind, he has checked all the boxes with the exception of actually getting out there and playing. Well, when it comes to that, guys, Aaron Boone said he could go on a rehab assignment as early as next week. Bellinger told me he feels like he is ready and doesn't think it's going to take him too long to get built up to play a full 9 in the field. We know how good he has been defensively, and this Yankees team struggling offensively. They want Bellinger back as soon as possible. And guys, along the lines of injuries, also a little bit of news on Aaron Judge. Aaron Boone saying that he played catch for the first time yesterday since injuring his rib. A small step, but a significant step returning to some baseball activity.
Absolutely. Thank you, Meredith. Andres Jimenez will lead off against Schlittler. The Yankees lead 1-0. Pitch is up and away, 1-0. Well, the Yankees could certainly use the reinforcements. Popped up. Long run for McMahon toward the stands, and he runs out of room.
Absolute jam-packed house here today. Yankees in town, Blue Jays. It's nice to see up here. Roof's open, sunny day.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Pitchers throwing strikes. You got dinner plans tonight, Michael?
Mm-hmm. How about you?
Yeah, I'm spontaneous. I'm going to figure that out as soon as the game's over. Start beating the streets.
More than welcome to join us.
I wouldn't want to do that to your family.
1-2. Hits a left field. Going back is Ramos. He's there. There's Brandon Valenzuela. You know, David, I obviously understand the allure of the opener, but I don't understand the allure of the opener unless you have a bulk guy. Because when you do a game like the Blue Jays are doing, you're ensuring yourself that you're going to empty the bullpen today. You've got to get 9 innings out of what, 6, 7 guys? Isn't it better not to do that? Isn't it better to have a bulk guy after the opener?
Ideally, yes. It's a great point. You know, unless you're going to see wholesale changes in the pitching staff and guys sent down after this game, more called up. But
and maybe they figure we have Dylan Cease tomorrow. He'll give us length, but it's a gamble. Because when you do the opener with a bulk guy, what you're doing is you're trying to spin advantage in terms of what lanes you're going to let your pitcher pitch in. So your bulk guy avoids the top of the lineup, which is the best hitters in the lineup. But when you have one inning for all these different pitchers, you're ensuring that you're going to use everybody.
Yeah, we'll see how long Woods Richardson can go today. He's probably their idea of a bulk guy. We'll see how many times he can get through the lineup.
One, 2, 2-2. Blue Jays in the middle of a 13-game stretch, which is going to be really important for them. They just played Tampa Bay. Oh, they just played Boston. Now the Yankees. Then they'll go to Tampa Bay, and they'll go to New York. And once they get those games out of the way, their last 30 games of the season are against teams 500 or under. So the schedule benefits them as Valenzuela down on strikes. Here are the wild card standings right now, and it's tight, man. Yankees, Red Sox, and Tigers, those are the 3 wild cards. The Twins and the Rangers a half game back. Blue Jays 1, Orioles 1. And the Mariners, who really are having a really rough season, they're within striking distance.
Yes. You hang around 500 at the 120-game point in the season with 40 or so left to play. You're in the thick of it, especially this year in the American League.
Now, yesterday's loss for the Yankees was, dispiriting because it was a day where both the Red Sox and the Rays lost. The Rays didn't lose on their road trip. They were 9-0. So they came home and they lost to the Orioles, and the Yankees had a chance to pick up ground and pull further away from Boston, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't score.
I think the Tampa Bay Rays continue to make believers out of everybody. First part of the year, he thought, oh, they're overachieving. They're not going to sustain this. Well, here we are.
Two and 2 on Josh Smith. Blue Jays got Smith from the Rangers on August 3rd. Did he go? Yes, he did. And another strikeout for Cam Schlittler. He has 3 in 2 innings, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Mohegan Sun, Beyond Your Wildest, by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. 2 pretty good outfielders. Another 2 outfielders. Joe Carter has a brand new statue outside of Rogers Center when he touched.
Could you please submit your expenses today?
You could keep reminding your coworkers to submit their expenses. Or you could let Ramp do it. Never chase a receipt again. Ramp. Love finance.
History.
And on the base is the great line from the great broadcaster Tom Cheek. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run.
He was right.
And Grisham waves at that one, 0-2. Grisham walked in the first inning. Tom broadcast 4,306 games here in Toronto. So with 3 of the next 4 batters, left-handers, keep riding with Tiedemann. 1 and 2. Two and 2. We talked about the Yankee offense. The first 2 weeks after Judge went down at the end of May, they actually performed quite well. Bateman, 1 down. And you figured, okay, they'll be able to do this. But then I think the loss of Judge really started to affect them, because since June 25th, they're averaging 3.5 runs per game. Only the Angels are worse at 3.22. This is a Yankee offense that is supposed to be fearful or fearsome, and they have not been. Here's Rice. And it's interesting what Aaron Boone has said. He doesn't just wash away the fact that, no Boone, no Judge, no Stanton and Bellinger. He said, but I think we have enough to be better. He said, what we're running out there is better than what they've shown. He said, so he's not putting it all on the fact that those great players are out.
Well, what it does is it puts a magnifying glass on every little mistake. Defensively, when you have great pitching that keeps you in every game, you got to play clean baseball defensively behind them, because it shows up when you don't. And you got to find a way to manufacture runs any way you can. Because 1 run could be the difference. 1 run in this lineup can be the difference with this pitching staff. So whether that comes defensively by saving a run or offensively by manufacturing a run, that is such a key for this Yankee team right now. The flip side of that is they have a pretty close to 500 record with those atrocious offensive numbers. Yep. It just shows you how good their pitching's been. They're in every game. So the little things matter more now than ever.
All right, so I've got a question to ask you, David, that maybe only you can answer. We see Garrett Cole there in the Yankee dugout. Have you ever seen a pitcher wear flip-down sunglasses? He's not pitching, and he's in the dugout.
Yeah, he's just bored. Just bored, looking for something to do, trying to stir it up. Pitchers wish they were position players. Dying to play every day. That's why we're crazy. We're nuts. It's 162 games. He gets to pitch in maybe 30 of them. It's 130 games. He's got to figure out something to do. Put the sunglasses on, mess around. That's why pitchers are flakes right there. We just don't get to play enough.
So you have to do something.
Yeah. Idle minds.
And Rice knew it. He's down looking. Let's check out the mobile performance, and the Yankees have performed for sure in the last 3 losses. Garrett Cole last night, 6 innings, 1 earned run. Max Fried against Seattle gave up that 1 home run, and that was in 5 innings. That was enough for the loss. And Cam Schlittler against Atlanta was brilliant. They ended up losing. Why? The Yankee offense scored 2 total runs in those games. Well, that's going to do it. As Snyder takes the ball from Tiedemann. That was his major league debut. He goes an inning and 2/3. He gave up a run and gets a nice ovation from the crowd. Come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 22nd, when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays for Hello Kitty Day. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Hello Kitty bobblehead, courtesy of Toyota. Tickets going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Simeon Woods Richardson comes on with the right-hander Ramos at the plate. "16 games this year. The numbers are not pretty. Same amount of walks as strikeouts." There's a ground ball, short. Jimenez gets Ramos, and that'll do it. Yankees go down in order against 2 Blue Jay pitchers. Now it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And here's Matt and Winnie. Big-time Yankee fans who make Cam Schlittler starts appointment viewing, so we know they're locked in today. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Here's Charles McAdoo as we start the bottom of the third. Yankees lead 1-0. And McAdoo takes the strike. Line drive caught by Garcia. Let's check out the league leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Today's starter against tomorrow's Blue Jay starter. Well, Schlittler's first in ERA. He is third in innings, while Cease is 19th. Third in strikeouts, Schlittler is first for Cease, and they're essentially tied in WAR, but percentage points, Cease leads. Those are the two Cy Young favorites, you'd think.
I think the valuable part for Cam Schlittler that he's established early in his career is his ability to eat up innings because of his command of the strike zone. His aggressive nature of pitching, going right after hitters, allows him to get deeper into games. That's so valuable in today's game. And he is that guy when you know, if you're on the bullpen or you're on the bench, you're thinking, hey, this guy's going 7 at least. You know, Schlittler, you can kind of book it, and probably with few runs given up.
Bateman fouls it back.
You look at Schlittler, he's allowed 1 earned run or fewer in 17 of his games started this year. 17, the major league best. 1 run or less.
And David, he has just been tremendous on the road. But one thing that stood out to Aaron Boone, not only his stuff, that's apparent. You see that every time he takes the ball, but the way he's handled himself throughout all of this. This is his first full major league season, and he has dealt with the success. Aaron Boone said he is focused. He continues to put the hard work in, and the few times where he's had a little bit of a hiccup, he's gone back to the drawing board and made sure that it didn't continue on. He found a way to get right on the mound his next time out, and he said that is what has been as impressive from Schlittler this year as not just his stuff, but really the ways he's conducted himself.
They're great points, Meredith, all the way across. I've been impressed with the way he handles himself after bad starts, which are few and far between. Very accountable in front of his locker.
That one just missed as Bateman reaches on the walk. Second walk issued by Schlittler, and although he's a power pitcher, that really chaps him when he walks people. Chasing back Bateman. One and 0 on Lucas.
You know, the Blue Jays in a similar position offensively, struggling to score runs, looking to get something going here. Maybe Bateman in motion. Got a big lead.
Line drive, it's a base hit. Ramos cuts over, bobbles, regains as Bateman stops at second.
Well, this is the Lucas we remember. A real level swing, hits it all over the park. I mean, how do you get on top of this one? This one's almost neck high. Wow, what a tomahawk swing. Line drive the other way.
And now the dangerous Alejandro Kirk. Something in the eye of Austin Wells, making a rare day game after night game start. So Kirk missed 62 games from early April to mid-June after his left thumb was broken by a foul ball. When he came back, he struggled. First 29 games, 202. Last 19 games, hitting .364. We told you he's always hurt the Yankees. Trying to wash out whatever is in the eye of Austin Wells now. Looks like they have it taken care of.
Literally eye wash going on at home plate right now.
You've always been a big fan. So they're allowing Schlittler to throw a warm-up pitch. Number one, he was waiting for on number two, just to see if Wells could see it right. Kirk hit a home run in the 8th inning last night against Bradley Hanner. Solo shot to right field. Hanner making his major league debut. Got 2 strikeouts and then greeted by that home run. One and 0. Fouled away.
See, back-to-back cut fastballs from Schlittler to Kirk here. The best chance to get it on the ground is that cut fastball, unless he goes two-seamer in off of that cutter away. Getting Kirk on the ground here. Best chance for a double play.
So 2-1. That is off the glove of a diving Jazz Chisholm into center field. Bateman scores. Lucas goes to third. Fro comes into second. It's an RBI single for Kirk, who tied at 1.
Certainly is a game of inches. The difference between a double play right at him and then a skip off the mound. Hit hard off of Jazz's glove. Just that close from an inning double play to an RBI knock. Give Kirk credit. Hit well. Again.
And Matt Blake settles things down. Gives Schlittler a little bit of a breather. Still just 1 out, first and third. Jesus Sanchez coming up. Lucas at third. Kirk's at first. Kirk just picked up his 22nd ribby. They're not holding him on first. Well, that's a choice there. They're obviously guarding against an extra base hit by Sanchez down the line. And although Kirk is slow, he can really get a very big lead because Garcia is playing behind him. Oh, 2 on the curve. Pitch upstairs. Sanchez walked in the first inning. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Big strikeout for Schlittler.
99 at the top of the zone, ladder high, right on by. Big strikeout, 1 out, man on third. Trying to strand the runner there and keep this game tied at 1.
So here's Okamoto. So with the right-hander up, they will hold on Kirk. One and 0. This with the cutter outside, 2-0. Three and 0. Right down the middle, taking all the way, 3-1. Okamoto with a 24 home runs, 71 ribbies. Popped up. Garcia in foul territory will put it away for the final out. But the Blue Jays tie the score, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 men left. Well, play FanDuel's daily dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Luis Garcia Jr. plus 600, Trent Grisham plus 700. Garcia grounded out to first in the first. He's 0 for 1. And a strike. Third pitcher for the Blue Jays, Simeon Woods Richardson. Braden Fisher started. Pitched the first, and Ricky Tiedemann, an inning and 2/3. And then Simeon Woods Richardson came in to get the final out of the third. He's still in there.
Just below the zone.
Two and two. Strike three. One down.
Sometimes down and away on the outside corner, that works. You'll freeze a guy that way. That's a hard pitch to cover when you're trying to cover everything with 2 strikes.
You see the resume on Richardson. He came back from the minors on Monday, and he piggybacked with Jameson Taillon to beat the Red Sox. Traded from Minnesota to Toronto for cash on June 3rd. 12 games, 10 starts for the Twins, 7.74 ERA. But in 4 long relief outings for the Jays, 0.69. And the Jays know him. He was in their system from 2019 to 2021. One and two on Spencer Jones, who had a single to left, stole a base, and scored on Lombard's single in the second. Did you hear, David, that Spencer Jones refers to himself as a chill bird?
I did hear that,
Yeah,
yes.
I like it.
Very West Coast.
3 and 2. Punched out toward left field. Sanchez is there to make the play. 2 down. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. 2 down. Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. Popped up to second. I was in the second. There's a strike. Now, Jazz admits that he has not had a good season. He said, but you could turn around the thought of your season by a good last 40 games. And he's right about that. And you can see he's moved up in the box a little bit lately as well. See how far back he was on July 1st, now up a bit on August 9th.
That's not a little bit, that's a lot. That's 8 inches up in the box that he's moved. Very unusual. You see hitters that make subtle adjustments to their stance. So that's pretty extreme. That much, he's probably feeling like he can catch some off-speed stuff better that way. Maybe back in the box he thought he was, maybe a little out in front of off-speed stuff.
Swing and a miss. Seen a lot of that this year with Jazz. He goes down on strikes, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Through 3 innings, let's take a look at the pitching decisions of Schlittler, presented by Sage.
The usual Schlittler arsenal. A couple of good curveballs early. I think that's a big pitch for him moving forward as the league sees him more and more. 99 at the top of the zone. That always works.
Andres Jimenez will lead off the bottom of the 4th. It's a 1-1 game. Pitch inside, 1-0. Yankees with 2 hits and the Blue Jays with 3. So 4 strikeouts, 2 walks for Cam. Rip foul. 2-1 on Jimenez. Fly ball to left. His first time up in the second. Another fly ball to left as Ramos drifts over toward the line. Now, David, when you played here, you lived in the hotel that's in the building?
The first round, yes, I did in '92.
And was that convenient?
Very convenient, it was. I knew all the service elevators. I could go down through the restaurants in the back of the building. I didn't have one of these high dollar suites that overlooked the field. I didn't stay there. I was in the back, overlooking the railroad tracks.
But it makes sense because when the game was going on, you were in uniform, so you couldn't use that window anyway.
Yeah, I had no use for that, yes. Robbie Alomar lived here in the Sky Dome back in the early 90s.
(2-0). It must be an extraordinary way to watch a game. When this place opened, I mean, it was just extraordinary. Now, you left some stuff here since you left. You signed one of your cone heads.
Yeah, I was traded from the Mets to the Blue Jays in 1992, after the trade deadline.
How'd that happen?
I got through waivers somehow, somewhat.
Really?
Yes, entire rosters got through waivers back in 1992.
Now that rule is kind of cleared up. You really can't do that anymore. The last trade you can make is on August 3rd. You could pick up people at a release, but you can't make a trade. No one's fouled into the seats. So that was your first championship that you won, and then you won 4 with the Yankees. That's why you and O'Neill are tied at 5.
That's it. O'Neill with the Reds. I just missed 85 with the Royals. I was in AAA. The Brett Saberhagen, Mark Gubicza, George Brett Royals.
Did you see any time at all in 85?
I did not. From the stands only.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Powered it by Valenzuela, 2-away.
Next spring, I showed up in over at Huggins Stengel for the Mets in spring training. Another look at Schlittler. I mean, that's just gas. Right on by.
Here's Josh Smith. Josh Smith, originally a Yankee, second-round pick by the Yankees out of LSU in 2019. And he was traded to Texas in the Joey Gallo deal. It was Gallo, Joely Rodriguez, and cash for Smith, Glenn Otto, Ezekiel Duran, and Trevor Hauver. Duran's having a pretty good year for the Texas Rangers. And last we heard, Joey Gallo's trying to become a pitcher.
Did you say Gallo or Callow? Joey Callow?
No, Joey Gallo.
Gallo,
yeah.
Okay.
Joey Callow is an editor for the Yes Network. I don't think he's trying to become a pitcher.
He was the fake name used in My Cousin Vinny. Joey Callow, the judge. He fooled the judge that way.
One and 2 on Smith. And the pitch. 2-2. The 2-2. Schlittler looked like he didn't like the way he landed. Looked down at the mound.
Yeah, we talked a lot about his alignment and where he lands, and immediately, good pickup, Michael. He's looking at that alignment. Meredith has covered this very well, too, in terms of his adjustments in between starts when he gets a little bit off. It's usually in regards to that alignment, where he lands.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Schlittler, a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the fifth, all tied at 1. George Lombard Jr. leads on the fifth. We take a look at the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
The rookies are doing all right here today. Lombard and Jones accounting for the offense.
And the pitch misses outside as we start the fifth. 1-0. Audi scoreboard, 1-1 game. Middle game of this 3-game set. Now, I know a lot of pitchers, David, when you ask them this, especially active pitchers, you ask them, does it put more pressure on you when you know that your team is having trouble scoring? No, I've still got to do my job. All right, so David, you've been removed from active duty. Does it put pressure on you when you know your team doesn't score?
Yes, they're lying. Pitchers lie. We're born liars. Yes, it impacts you. You feel it. There's a cumulative effect. Every start, one mistake. Geez, that one home run ball ended up costing me the game, or that one play. That gets old after a while.
And there's a walk to George Lombard Jr. to start out the fifth.
The most fun I had pitching, Michael, 1998. Every time I walked on the mound, I had 4 or 5 runs to work with on the 98 offense. 98 Yankees were a great team to pitch for. You wonder how you win 20 games. It's because you get that kind of support behind you.
There's Ryan McMahon, hard line drive to Lucas in right field in the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. Last 10 games, he's 9 for 29. There's a strike. Well, when you think about it, we told you about their offensive struggle since middle of June, but in the last 14 games, not scoring even 3 runs a game, it shows you how the pitchers have accepted the responsibility and pitched through it. Because if you're scoring 2.93 runs per game, you shouldn't be 7-7. You're 7-7 because your pitching's great.
It's remarkable that they have that record. And it's not just the starters, it's the bullpen too, top to bottom. Pitching is carrying this team right now.
I mean, he's made his 2 throws over to first base, so advantage Lombard now. One and two. And the pitch. High fly ball center field. Bateman will put it away. Tagging is Lombard. Just draws the throw. Bateman has a good arm. You know, I told you yesterday, last night, the 3-1 Blue Jay victory, Bateman had 11 putouts in center field. The record for a 9-inning game in the big leagues is 12. Done 3 times. Lyman Bostock of the Twins in 1977. Jacoby Ellsbury of the Red Sox in 2009. And Earl Clark of the Boston Braves in 1929.
Yeah, Lyman Bostock, wow. What a great player he was. Tragically, I lost him.
One and 0 on Austin Wells. He struck out trying to check his swing in the second inning. Grounded, first base. There's one. On the second, it's a double play. Not quite sure why Lombard went in standing up, but they turned the double play, and we're halfway through. Well, Schlittler has 6 strikeouts. We'll take a look at them. Brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealers.
Cam Schlittler's stuff has been really good. A couple of blips here and there, but for the most part, it's the regular Schlittler show. Generally speaking, like Elvis Costello, his aim is true.
Like that. 6 strikeouts, 8 of 17 first pitch strikes, and he's had 5 3-ball counts. And he will go to the 5th inning. 74 pitches for Cam through 4. So unless he has some real economical innings, he's not going to give them the length he wants to give them. Here's McAdoo to start it off. 0-1. Now the Blue Jay pitching this year has been kind of middle of the road. 4.39 runs per game they allow. That's 14th in baseball. Starting pitching ERA 4.16. That's 14th. Relief pitching is 8th at 3.78. It's the back of their bullpen that's really, really good. Middle, hit or miss. But they're in this position right now where they're trying to scramble for a wild card because their offense has just abandoned them. Warming up for the Blue Jays in their bullpen, Mason Fluharty. Strike 3. McAdoo down looking.
Not much to say. 99 on the black at the knees. See his front leg kind of buckle just a minute there, just for a split second, and that was over. The at-bat was over once he got the call. Barely touching the outside corner.
So there's Fluharty heating up. And here's Bateman. Fouled away.
One thing you notice about the crowd here in Toronto, and I've noticed it since I played here, is in between pitches, it's as quiet as you'll ever hear. 40 to 50,000 people just waiting for the next thing to happen.
Grounded softly to first. 2 away.
There's a politeness to that, Michael, to the Canadian crowd. I've always admired that. And when I was here in '92, Dave Winfield implored the crowd to be more vocal, to get into the games a little bit more. And they do. They're just waiting for something to happen. It's like a movie.
Well, when the Blue Jays came into being in 1977, I mean, a whole city was kind of learning baseball together. And it's a great baseball. It's a great town. Overall, it's just very cosmopolitan. It's almost like an American and European feel at the same time.
Yeah, it's well put. Great walk-around city.
Lucas grounds one up the middle, backhanded there by Chisholm, sets and fires, and that's what Schlittler needed to give him some length as he retires the Blue Jays in order.
Hey everybody, Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. What a major league debut for the Cardinals. Joshua Baez today. Top of the first pitch he ever sees in the majors. It's a homer. Top of the 4th, his next at bat, a home run to break a 3-3 tie. At the top of the 6th, another home run. First player to hit 3 homers in their major league debut ever. Joshua Baez, guys.
Wow, what a dream, Bob. What a dream. Around the majors, Jack Caglione. Last 12 games, red hot. Speaking of red hot, the San Diego Padres are right back in that wild card. They hold the 2nd wild card spot. They decided to buy at the trade deadline, not sell. And then the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, what a year he's having. And he will start tonight in LA against the Dodgers. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, top of the 6th inning, 1-1 game. And top of the Yankee order against the new pitcher, Mason Fluharty.
Nobody hits 3 home runs their first game. Nobody does that.
Amazing story, huh?
I can't believe it happened.
One and one. And the Cardinals, surprisingly, still on the periphery of the wild card as well. See the numbers on Fluharty. More than a strikeout per inning, 20 walks. Crowd of 42,580 at Rogers Center. That is a sellout. Grounded, foul. Now, when David played here and when the Blue Jays won the 2 championships in 92 and 93, they shocked Major League Baseball because they sold out every single one of their 81 home games, and the capacity at that time was 50,000 plus. So, I mean, they just rocked everybody's world with 4 million people. And then the Yankees said, well, wait, toward the last couple of years at the old Yankee Stadium, they used to sell out every single day and got over 4 million as well.
I remember George putting that sort of dictate out. Well, okay, let's see you draw 4 million.
Popped up. And Grisham retired. And since they kind of, I wouldn't say refurbished it, but they finished it off a bit here at the Rogers Center, they took away a lot of seats. They added restaurants and suites and a lot of places where you can take selfies and social media posts. So that's why it's down to about 43 from 50.
Yeah, and the infrastructure underneath, too. The training facilities, the locker rooms, really vastly improved.
High fly ball off the bat of Rice. Lucas back. He's on the track in front of the wall. Makes the play. So here is Elliot Ramos. He is 0 for 2 today on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud. It shows that he's hitting some bad luck. His average exit velocity is 95.6 with the Yankees, with the outs. Those are some pretty hard hit balls to be outs.
That's his calling card. Has always been exit velocity for Ramos.
Ground ball, again hit sharply. Bobble by Jimenez. He regains and fires. And the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3 against Mason Fluharty. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 1-1 game. And Ramos is out for out number 3. Was he running hard? Not exactly. It's time to name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen. This is a tough one. 245, 26 home runs, 130 ribbies. Started with the Blue Jays, ended up with the Padres. A couple of years with the Yankees and one with Seattle. This one's hard.
Got that old Padres insignia right there. Look at the Friar Tuck right there.
Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, it's 1-1, and there's a strike to Kirk. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 in the Toronto order.
It's a great old commercial the Padres used to have with all the Friars and the robes on.
Fouled away. Kirk drove in the only run with a single. Just past a diving Jazz Chisholm up the middle. That drove home Bateman, and that's the only run against Schlittler, and it's a 1-1 game. Yankees have just 2 hits, and the Blue Jays 3.
We've seen this movie before, right?
Oh, over and over and over again.
1-1, bottom of the 6th. Schlittler's had a good day, good game. Game still hangs in the balance. Hedrick's up. Yeah, we have seen this movie.
Line drive, and it is foul. So I'm sitting on the bench before the game next to Aaron Boone, and I said, the last 4 games you guys have lost, it's 3-1, 2-1, 1-0, 3-1. And he looks at me and goes, I'm sitting here, I know. I've seen it. It's got to be wearing thin.
Yes, it has to. You're human beings.
Up the middle, Lombard. 1 away.
I would imagine there's a side of Aaron Boone that we haven't seen yet that's behind closed doors where the frustration comes out. The only time we've really seen it is with the home plate umpire.
Right.
When he has that chance to kind of vent on an umpire.
I'll tell you what, watching that game yesterday, that was a quick ejection. I don't think he did anything wrong. Now, once he got thrown out, then he got his money's worth.
I agree. I think there has been sort of a tendency to overreact for home plate umpires to hear any squawking at all about the strike zone because of the new challenge system. So there's zero tolerance. But Aaron Boone's line was correct. You can't challenge every pitch. There's still the interpretation of the strike zone for umpires. It still comes into play, along with framing for the catchers.
It's interesting, David, because I did bring that up to him. I said, why can't you challenge every pitch if you have the challenges remaining? And he said, but that's not the point. He said, there are certain times you shouldn't challenge when the leverage is not right. You don't want to waste a challenge there. He said, you just can't do that every single pitch, even if you have your ABSs remaining. And I kind of understood after he said it. And this is him getting thrown out. And really, all he said was it was low.
Yeah, and this is the classic rabbit ears.
I hear you.
Looking for a fight. That's it.
And then when you look at the review of all the umpires from last night, Carapazza had an awful game.
Right.
He missed a lot of calls.
That is as quick as a quick hook could be right there.
That one just missed. So a walk to Sanchez. It almost seemed, David, like he baited him. Well, what did you say? I can't hear you. And Boone didn't even know. I said, I thought it was down. And then you get thrown out.
Yes. I'm not sure how the report will be written up, or when umpires are graded, or the summary comes out to his performance, but that can't be a plus performance for Vic Carapazza right there, to throw out Aaron Boone on that situation right there.
That was Boone's 4th ejection this year and his 50th ejection as a manager. Just the 26th manager in big league history to get thrown out 50 or more times. Still has a long way to go to reach Bobby Cox. 1-1.
There's been a couple highlight reels in there out of those 50. Laz Diaz comes to mind.
Savages in the box come to mind.
Savages in the box is certainly a viral scene.
Sold a lot of t-shirts. 1-1. 1-2 on Okamoto. Okamoto, although he had a fine career in Japan, is considered a rookie. For a while there, it looked like he might win the Rookie of the Year. Now it's leaning toward McGonigal of the Tigers having a tremendous year, but he'll be in the top 5 for sure. That one is looped over the leaping try of Josh Chisholm. A base hit for Okamoto. Stopping at second is Sanchez.
See that cut fastball right off the end of the bat, one-handed, just enough. Does it get over? Yes, it does. No chance for Jazz there.
And that's going to do it for Cam Schlittler as Boone signals to the bullpen. Schlittler gives them 5 1/3. 1 run on the board, the 2 runners on base, his responsibility. Well, Tuesday on a special new episode of The Stadium, get the dramatic inside story of how an unprecedented 3-night run of Jay-Z concerts followed the blueprint to produce one of the most epic experiences in stadium history. Now, it premieres Tuesday at the Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Now, you've got to see the show. Our Yes cameras are on the inside, captured some really incredible footage that showed how the security and operations team kept fans safe and sound. Awesome show to see, and a great behind-the-scenes look at what really happens in situations like that. Cam Schlittler is going to watch as Brent Hedrick takes over. Boy, what a season for Hedrick. So Straw takes over at second base. Pinch running for Sanchez. So they want to get speed with the runner in scoring position.
Now give the Blue Jays credit. They pushed Cam Schlittler's pitch count up to 97 pitches in the 6th inning. Which is why Hedrick's now in the game for this matchup. Schlittler did his job, but they did push him enough.
Check out the Yankee bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. So yesterday they used Blackburn and Hanner. That's it. And so everybody would seem to be available. They'd like to probably stay away from Cruz and De Los Santos, not giving them 3 out of 4. As Jimenez tips one into the glove of Wells. He's down on strikes, a big second out.
Hedrick doing Hedrick things, getting right after it, owning the strike zone, putting away hitters.
There's Brandon Valenzuela, fouls it off.
I mean, what a luxury for a manager to have a reliever like Hedrick that you know what you're going to get every time. An 0-1 or an 0-2 count, generally speaking, when he's going well. You know, conversely, if you've got a pitcher with great stuff you bring in, but he kind of walks the yard, or you don't know if he's got his radar working, that's the tough one. Hedrick's been a dream.
A wave and a swing and a miss, 0-2. And David, that's been one of the strengths of the Yankee organization. They'll come up with a Weaver, and he'll become a dominant reliever. They'll come up with a Hedrick that no one thought he's going to be this kind of high-leverage guy. They are able to do that and see something that a guy might have with another team and say, we can tweak that, we can fix that. And it's worked out.
Yeah, it's a great point. Among the industry, the insiders who do this for a living, they grade the Yankees and their pitching development system now among the best, top 5 in the game now. So credit where credit is due. Across the board, top to bottom, they have turned it around in terms of their pitching development. Cam Schlittler's a prime example of that on the starter side, and Hedrick, to Michael's point, right here.
1-2. Now, Fernando Cruz has been so much better than he was with the Reds. They noticed something they said they liked, and he's been a high-leverage guy for them as well. So we can go chapter and verse, but Yankee fans certainly know the pitchers that have emerged out of the pen. 2-2. Driven deep to left field. If it stays fair, it's gone, but it hooks foul long into the second deck. Right to Chisholm, tough hop, he stays with it, steps on the bag, and Hedger comes in and does the job. Blue Jays strand 2, we go to the 7th, 1-1. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet, and by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deals so right they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer.
A Beauty Rest mattress gives you unparalleled motion separation, isolating movement with pocketed coil technology, while providing individualized support. Save during our Labor Day sale at a retailer near you.
This comes on for the Blue Jays. I want to take this time to congratulate one of our own. Chris Carino yesterday received the Kurt Gowdy Electronic Media Award for the Basketball Hall of Fame. A significant contributor on Yes. He did around 20 games for the Nets last year. A longtime radio voice of the Nets. One of the nicest, genuine people you'll ever find. Well-deserved. And congratulations to Chris and his family for this well-deserved honor. And that one is ripped up the middle. A base hit for Garcia to start off the 7th.
Well, Garcia can hit. There's no doubt about it. When the Yankees made the trade for him, he was the best available bat, especially against right-handed pitching as well. 21 of his 24 or 5 home runs, I believe, are hit against right-handed pitching. So, sets the table here for Spencer Jones.
Now Miles Straw takes over in left field. Remember, he pinch ran for Sanchez. There's Miles, a good left fielder. Jazz Chisholm Jr. is on deck. 1-1 count on Jones. He scored the Yankees' only run. Single, stole a base, and scored on another single. 1-2. See, Miles has some stuff. 96-mile-an-hour fastball there. 2-2. Runner goes. Pitch is high. Throw to second. Got him. Quite the tag by Jimenez. I'm sure the Yankees will look at it, but right now it's an out at second. Wow.
Took a throw on the money, and it was. Little short hop on the money.
And a great tag by Jimenez. He had to go up to get the ball and then drop the glove back down to tag him on the shoulder. Valenzuela appreciates it. Swing and a miss. 2 away.
Just that fast. A promising inning with a leadoff hit. Now is 2 outs and nobody on. A good-looking curveball there from Miles.
Grounded foul. Chop towards second base. Smith will get Jazz, and that'll do it for the Yankees in the seventh. Time for the stretch here in Toronto. It's a 1-1 game.
Time for your Ford Studio update. Bob and Jack with you. And once again, the offense needs to find a way to rally here for the Yanks.
Yeah, different game, same script. The Yankees get a terrific starting pitching performance from Cam Schlittler, but they continue to ache for offense. Bob, this is now a bullpen game, but it's really a lineup game. Yankees need to figure out a way to get a big swing from someone. They're 1 for 9 with runners on base in this game.
Yeah, right now, no margin for error for that bullpen. We'll see what happens. Michael and David take it from here. We'll see you on the post game.
Thank you, guys. Let's check out today's Gusto game recap. 3 hits for the Yanks, 4 for the Blue Jays. Schlittler, 5 1/3. Braden Fisher, the opener for the Blue Jays. Ernie Clement is going to pinch hit for Josh Smith, and he loops a single to right field. Ramos will field. He'll get the ball in quickly. And a leadoff single for the pinch hitter, Ernie Clement.
Well, we've seen this guy before out in front. Just finds a way to hit it where they ain't, at least against the Yankees. Clement, again, getting it started for the Blue Jays here.
So here's McAdoo. Foul back. If the name sounds familiar, we told you this before. Charles's cousin is the Hall of Famer, Bob McAdoo, who won the NBA MVP in 1975. Boy, could Bob McAdoo play.
Yeah, he was dropping 50 regularly around that era, the mid-70s.
Two-one. That's driven into deep left center field. That ball is going to be high off the wall. Grisham plays it on the carom. Coming home is Clement. The throw cut off. It's an RBI double for McAdoo, and the Blue Jays now lead 2-1.
Hedrick back out for his second inning of work. Leaves a fastball up out over the plate. And McAdoo bangs it off the wall. Clement, it's all in front of him. He knows right now he's going.
Bateman tries to bunt. Holds up. They call it a ball. The Yankees are in at the corners expecting Bateman to bunt. Came close to going out. Bunted, third base side, good bunt. Fielded by McMahon, not in time. Bateman can run, so that's a bunt single. Moving to third is McAdoo. Still nobody out.
Well, we talked about in close games how the little things really matter. You knew he was bunting. He showed you the time before. This can't happen. And it just did. He gave himself up. You got to be ready for that one. Little things make a big difference in close ball games.
Here's Nathan Lucas. Yankees bring the infield in. And it's a safety squeeze. McAdoo goes up the bag, hustles back, and the throw is made to first. And moving to second will be Bateman.
Well, the Blue Jays are showing you who they are. They're going to do anything they can to manufacture a run. Not sure if he had a play at third there. Good adjustment by McAdoo to stop and get back on a safety squeeze. Another look. Make sure. Good stop. Really been close at third. You got to take the out there if you're Hedrick.
Yankees will have a conference at the mound, as they have to deal with the dangerous Kirk. Now first base is open. Straw is on deck. Remember, he pinch ran for Sanchez. Now Boone's going to go to the bullpen. And we'll see how they play it with Kirk and Straw due up. Second and third. One man out. Blue Jays up by 1. Hey kids, don't miss a new season of HexClad Presents Bronx Buds featuring all new adventures around the city. Catch the new episode streaming now exclusively on the Gotham Sports app. New episodes drop every Saturday morning. Well, the Yankees out of Cruz and Blackburn, they bring in Blackburn. Looks like they might walk Kirk. Still no signal, but he's signaling, but nothing yet from Wells, and now he's intentionally walking. David, when you put everything into the recipe, this is such an enormous move and at bat. You can't score runs. You're down 2-1. A base hit here almost feels like it suffocates your chance. So a lot of pressure on Blackburn.
A lot of pressure, and even though I'm not a huge fan of walking the bases loaded because it was Kirk and his history of putting the bat on the ball, this is the right move.
So here's Straw, his first at bat. Popped up and out of play.
Can kind of put Blackburn in that long list, Michael, that you talked about earlier, of a pitcher that the Yankees picked up and turned around completely. And has really found a home here in the circle of trust at the end of games.
Bases loaded, one out. 0-2. Blue Jays lead 2-1. They've scored a run here in the bottom of the 7th. Looking for more with one out. Blackburn on a relief of Hedrick. One and two. Chop foul. McAdoo at third. Bateman at second. And Kirk is at first. Blue Jays have 7 hits to the Yankees 3. Yankees about halfway at short and second, looking for the double play, but if it's a slow roller, they'll come home. Grounded, foul. Rogers pitched well yesterday, and remember, you have Louis Borland lurking in the 9th inning as well. Borland worked a 1-2-3 9th inning last night to close it out. 1-2. And that's going to be challenged by Wells. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Wells, who's been unerring with these challenges, misses that one by that much.
That's a good try, though, because that would have ended the inning right there, or it would have got the second out, rather, of the inning. So that's a good try, especially with the bases loaded.
So 2-2 on Straw. And Straw really hanging in there, making Blackburn throw strikes. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Blackburn. 2 away.
Just a great sequence. A lot of good sinkers, and then the changeup off of that sinker. The tunneling effect, it looks just like the two-seamer coming in and just dives. Great setup, great sequencing.
So now another trip to the mound. Now Blake, the pitching coach, they have to deal with the dangerous Okamoto. Bases remain loaded, 2 outs. Foul back. And the pitch. A strike away from working out of it, 0-2. One and two. And the pitch. Right field. Jones will put it away. Great job by Paul Blackburn as the Blue Jays leave the bases loaded. Hedrick loves it. Yankees are down by 1, 2-1 as we go to the 8th. Time to find the answer to Name That Yankee. Here are the clues. This one's a tough one. It's considered a 9. And the answer is Bobby Brown. Not the doctor, not the American League president, former Yankee. Bobby Brown, the outfielder. Not a bad player. Had some moments. Can go get him. Hauls that one in. Tyler Rogers is the new pitcher for the Blue Jays. Hyundai scoreboard. Blue Jays lead 2-1. Bottom third of the Yankee order. Clement takes over at second base. Rogers has been really, really good. Got 4 outs across the 7th and 8th inning last night. The 1.60 ERA is 4th among American League relievers. And he gets ground balls. 1 and 2. 63% ground ball pitcher.
Very valuable, durable, that different look that he gets with the submarine style.
has an identical twin brother, Taylor, who's a lefty. They actually played together for 2 years with the Giants. Two and two. There's a veteran. Right field. Lucas on the run makes the play to retire Lombard. Here's Ryan McMahon. We're in the 8th inning. 2-1 Blue Jays. You always wonder, David, the shenanigans with identical twins. So one time in class, Tyler and Taylor switched class. So Taylor took over Tyler's Spanish class. But little did they know there was a pop quiz that day, and Taylor got an F. So that's what you get. You know, when you look at Rogers, kind of a mirror image, David, of Tim Hill.
Very similar, even a little lower delivery, actually, in the submarine style. But yes, very durable pitchers, can go back-to-back 3 days in a row.
And down goes McMahon. 2 away. Well, let's check out today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of New York Yankees. Rodon creeping his way back. He had 7 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings on Thursday, pitching for Somerset. Through 58 pitches, could be back any day now. He's been on the IL since June 30th, left elbow inflammation. The Yankees are undecided if he needs another rehab assignment. There's Austin Wells. He's 0 for 2. High fly ball down the right field line. Lucas into the corner, and it's in the seats, foul.
Take another look. You talk about their side armors and their submariners. That's submarine style. Very few of those guys around. I think Kent Tekulve, Dan Quisenberry.
That's ripped sharply past the diving McAdoo into right field. So a 2-out base hit for Austin Wells. Let's see if the Yankees pinch a run for him. He's a tying run. And Caballero will pinch run. Wells been swinging the bat a whole lot better.
We got 4 outs left. Got the lineup turning over. Now Caballero a threat at first base. 2 outs, down 1. And the shadows lurking right in the middle of the field now because of the 3 o'clock start.
Fans, go to @Yes Network on X and vote for the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. Is it that guy? Number 1, Trent Grisham. Number 2, Spencer Jones. Or number 3, Garrett Cole? Strike, 1-1. The way this stadium is configured, the shadows come the opposite way that they do at Yankee Stadium. At Yankee Stadium, shadows come from behind home plate, and usually the pitcher's in the sunlight. Grounded sharply to Jimenez. And that will do it in the 8th inning. Yankees strand 1 will go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 2-1 Toronto. Time for the Mercedes-Benz Road Ahead. One more game in Toronto. It'll be 1:37. First pitch on Yes. See Dylan Cease against Ryan Weathers. Then Monday's an off day. Then the Yankees travel to Baltimore for 3 against the Orioles. Back home against the very same Blue Jays. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sellout crowd here at Rogers Center. On the Hyundai scoreboard, 2-1 Toronto.
It's been a tough building for the Yankees to win in for a while now, since 2024. See Tim Hill's numbers on the year. Yankees just 6-14 in this building, including the playoffs, since 2024.
Fouled away. Now, if you look ahead to the 9th inning for the Yankees, it's going to be Rice, Ramos, and Garcia. If anybody gets on, Spencer Jones. Ali Sanchez takes over behind the plate after Wells got pinch run for. Grounded. Nice play there by Jazz Chisholm, but not in time. Jimenez hustling down the line. So a base hit for Jimenez. And it's time now for the Allstate Good Hands replay. And this is Valenzuela getting Luis Garcia Jr. Great tag by Jimenez.
That changed the whole complexion of that inning because there was nobody on, nobody out, and one on there, and that quickly turned that inning around.
Attempted bunt there by Valenzuela. It's a strike. Strike. 0-2 on Valenzuela. I think it was that little step to steady himself to make the throw that cost him the out. But he had to stop his momentum to set. Jazz playing a good second base this year, 11 outs above average, which is very, very good. His issues this year have been on the offensive side. Double-barreled action for the Blue Jays, Sewald and Varland. I guess it would be Sewald if they put a real crooked number on the board. Otherwise, you go with Varland.
Agreed. Varland's been as good as anybody in the game this year, including Mason Miller.
Buzzed him upstairs, 2-2. Two. Making Hill work.
So important for the Yankees to keep it right here. You got the middle of the order due up. Rice leading off next inning. Rice, Ramos, and Garcia. Got to keep it at 1 run.
Now he's saying he got hit, and the umpire agrees. So Valenzuela will take first, moving Jimenez to second. Boone looking to see. No, he's going to challenge. He doesn't think he got hit.
New York is challenging the hit by pitch.
Manager's challenge brought to you by Mazda. Hard to see. He signaled immediately. Looked like he said it got him on the left hand.
It's almost as if you have to go by sound at home plate there. The naked eye cannot tell. Happens too fast. It was too close.
Let's listen. I don't know if there's enough there to overturn it.
I agree. And I did hear a little bit of a ricochet there. It seemed to from the audio.
Impossible. From that, for every angle, it's impossible.
After review, the call on the field stands as a hit by pitch. New York will lose their challenge.
It's a worthy challenge because if it's extra innings, you've got challenges after that. And once the 8th inning is over, you can request a challenge if you don't like the call. You could ask the umpire to look at it. Well, now here is the pesky Ernie Clement. Pinch hit a single in the 7th, came around to score the go-ahead run. Yankees looking for the bunt. Not bunting, fouls it back. Well, McMahon not charging, but Garcia still charging, thinking that Clement might change. Two and one. Lined into center field. It's a base hit. Runners held off, so they'll just move up a base. A single for Clement. The bases are loaded, and no one is out.
Well, Ernie Clement off the bench today to make his mark on the game. 2 for 2 now since coming into this Wago. It's no surprise to Yankee fans that he's in the middle of this.
Well, the Yankees had to bring the infield in for McAdoo. He drove in the go-ahead run, an RBI double to left center. And that RBI double, we take a look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. It almost went out, 107.4 off the bat. Now, there's no place to put McAdoo, so Hill has himself quite a jam. Now 2-0. Three and oh. De Los Santos getting ready in a hurry. Just got the call on the inside corner. Fouled off the foot of McAdoo. Blue Jays have 9 hits, the Yankees with 4 hits. So big pitch by Hill. The payoff. Line drive, base hit, right field. Jimenez scores. Valenzuela stopped at third as Jones's throw is cut off by Garcia. A base hit for McAdoo. He drives in another run. It's 3-1 Toronto.
Not trying to do too much. Fastball away, hits it away. So a booming double off the wall and an RBI single the other way.
So Matt Blake talks with Hill. Bases remain loaded, nobody out. And Bateman comes to the plate. Infield single, hit by pitch. Single to center, single to right. Yankees still have the infield in. Bateman is speedy, tough to double up. Strike. Inside, 1-1. One and two. The 1-2. Fly ball, shallow center. Coming on is Grisham. He'll make the catch. Valenzuela just draws the throw. And Garcia cuts off the throw. So Bateman flies out for out number one. And that'll bring up Nathan Lucas. Couple of sack bunts in this game and 1 for 2 in his other appearances. Dribbled slowly to Hill. He has one out. He makes it at first. Scoring is Valenzuela. A big run, and it's 4-1 Toronto. And here comes Boone with Kirk coming up. So they'll go to De Los Santos to deal with Kirk. Runners on second and third, 2 outs, 2 big runs in. It's 4-1 Toronto. Ball fans, download the Gotham Sports app to get live games, highlights, features, podcasts, and much more. And if you get Yes on TV, then you get the Gotham Sports app for free. So download and sign in today. Beautiful area around this ballpark, right near the water, as Yerry De Los Santos will come in, try to get the final out. In his limited appearances with the Yankees, he's actually pitched quite well.
Good changeup, fastball, sinker, and a changeup. Second time Alejandro Kirk has been intentionally walked here.
It worked out in the 7th, where Blackburn got the final 2 outs. So they'll take their chance with Miles Straw. Bases loaded. 10 hits for Toronto. Ground ball, McMahon. He goes the short way, and that'll do it. De Los Santos gets out of further trouble. The Blue Jays scored 2. They leave the bases loaded. Yankees coming up in the 9th. Well, fans, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. The Yankees going to rally. They'll have to do it against one of the best, Louis Varland. He went 1-2-3 on 4 pitches in the 9th inning last night, zipping through Jones, Garcia, and Chisholm. Now Ben Rice will lead off the 9th inning. Yankees down by 3. And they call that a strike. Sparkling ERA. Only 2 home runs allowed, including Paul Goldschmidt's game winner on June 13th. Also, Alex Bregman hit one at Wrigley in August. 0-2. Made the All-Star team for the first time this year. 27 saves, are tied for third with Bednar and Chapman. Gets it up to 100 miles an hour with the fastball. That was 99. Check the swing, 2-2. Ben Rice 0 for 3. Last 21 games, he's 10 for 80. Swing and a miss on the changeup. 94-mile-an-hour changeup.
And Barlin's got a 3-pitch mix, and all 3 of them are well above average. And this power changeup fading down and away is his bread and butter against lefties.
Here's Elliot Ramos, 2 for 31 as a Yankee. 0 for 3 tonight. Strike. Everything hard. The slider's hard, the changeup is hard, and the fastball is the hardest at 99 to 100. That goes flying against the screen, and the count 0-2. So Ramos putting more pine tar on the bat. Swing and a miss. 2 outs.
Dominant fastball. Triple digits.
Here's Luis Garcia Jr. Slider upstairs, 2-1. Garcia has one of the 4 Yankee hits, a single in the 7th inning, but then was caught stealing. Strike. Just clipped the outside corner at 99. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side, and the Yankees lose their 3rd straight game by a score of 4-1. And David, the beauty of this sport, you gotta score. And if you don't score, if you put up 0 or 1 run a game, you're gonna lose. And the Yankee offense has just been awful of late, and it's hard to win games that way.
Yeah, and on the flip side, you feel like you're wasting some good pitching. Cam Schlittler today again. Just 1 run given up into the 6th inning. Feels like when you're pitching nowadays, when you give up 1 run, that's too many.
And for the most part, it has been. They cannot get this offense going, and you've got to get it going before the injured players come back, because there's a lot of games in between. Yankees lose this one 4-1. We'll come back and wrap it up post-game after that. (4-1) Toronto wins. We take a look at the game-changing drive of the game brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, Alejandro Kirk has come up with a number of big hits against the Yankees over the last couple of years, and we'll add this one to the list. That got the Blue Jays going.
Now it's time to take a look, David, at the Chevy player of the game.
Well, we talked about Bob McAdoo regularly dropping 50 in the 70s. Well, Charles McAdoo made his mark on the game, a booming double. A good day just got great with another RBI single on top of it. Player of the game, Charles McAdoo.
Well, there's the board. I could read you all the particulars. You don't win many games when you score one run, and that's become all too familiar for the Yankees as they lose their third straight and their offense continues to stumble. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. Jared Ames Bosnack. Hey, join us again tomorrow as the Yankees and the Blue Jays wrap up their three-game set here in Toronto. Coverage will begin at 1 on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 1:30. Again, the final score, the Blue Jays 4, the New York Yankees 1. For David Cohn and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael K. saying see ya from Rogers Center here in Toronto. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, who are standing by in our Yes Network studios with the post-game show. Gentlemen.